once you're able to start identifying the real conflict, what is happening, these beliefs that I'm having, these emotions that I'm having, what is happening in this moment, and start to really allow these emotions and this conflict to be seen, to be loved, to be accepted in this just this moment, we're no longer at war with the present moment. We're no longer at war with ourselves. We're no longer at war with other people. Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Dell. I am a True Essence Connector. And what I do is I love to help individuals to go from the inner conflict that we all have within our mind to a place of inner peace and to live a more peaceful life. So, what I wanted to do today was to talk about how to identify and start to shift the inner conflict. That's my motto of what I like to do as a foundational work to allow people to really start to integrate the life that we want. And question is, what is inner conflict to me? And any definition has infinite possibilities for what it could be, and they're all right in their own aspect. But for me, inner conflict is when we go to war against ourselves. And these inner battles, these inner struggles that we have against our thoughts, our beliefs, our emotions, these inner dialogues for how things are in the moment and how they should be. And to pretty much sum it up, it's the fight that we have against the present moment. And we all have these struggles that happen, these beautiful struggles in the fight against what is happening in the moment. I can share plenty of examples of myself when I had these inner conflicts, and let's say from a breakup that happened in a relationship. I'm like, oh my God, this shouldn't be happening. Why is this person breaking up with me? Am I not good enough? Am I not worthy? Oh my God, I'm worthless. I'm all these things, all these dialogue that's starting to happen, these thoughts from what just happened in the present moment. And this thing that happened the way that it was supposed to happen. And we can go into this loop of having this dialogue, having this conflict, having this war against ourselves. And what can happen also is this conflict can have an illusion that the conflict is external, that I'm fighting against this person, I'm mad at this person, I'm bitter against this person, I have resentment towards this person, I'm stressed from what's happening in the environment, I'm stressed and angry at this stuff. And you have a valid point. You have the right to be that way, but there is a deeper meaning to everything compared to what we can see with our human eye. Let's say, for example, somebody in your life could be perceived as an asshole by the way that they're acting. And on a surface level, we can see that, oh, this person's being an asshole, getting me upset, I'm getting angry, this person needs to be a different way than the way they're being right now, they're treating me wrong and all these other stuff. And you see, it's like a continuing external dialogue with this conflict that's happening externally. But really what's happening is this external thing is bringing up the conflict that we're having within ourselves already. But it just keeps on continuing, keeps on continuing, keeps on continuing, keeps on continuing. And I mentioned it in a video that I did yesterday and also conversations before, in which when we can able to just identify what's happening in this moment, this emotion, whatever it is, and to say that, hey, I'm experiencing whatever this is, anger, and be okay with just expressing the anger that's happening. Not angry because of this person being an asshole. In the moment, yeah, the person may have been perceived and did something as an asshole trait would, and we're labeling them, and we can continue to point our finger at somebody else for making us upset. And what we can do new is to point within that this emotion within me is being expressed through the form of what's happening in the present moment. And Once you're able to start identifying the real conflict, what is happening, these beliefs that I'm having, these emotions that I'm having, what is happening in this moment, and start to really allow these emotions and this conflict to be seen, to be loved, to be accepted in this just this moment. We're no longer at war with the present moment. We're no longer at war with ourselves. We're no longer at war with other people. And here's a cool thing, because I've been there in which I identify somebody as being an asshole, putting these labels on somebody, oh, fuck this person, and all these other things. But then once I identified that these emotions are coming from me, and I'm experiencing these emotions, one, it brought me back to memories that I had in which these labels of how I feel a person needs to act or needs to be. And what happened once I identified that and accepted that and shifted that energy, I got to see that person from a different way. And I started asking even deeper questions because I was no longer at war with this person and also at war with myself. Started asking questions, I wonder what they experience in their life that has them act the way that they act right now. And even ask myself that question is, what experiences did I go through that it's making me act the way that I act right now? And when you ask those questions for yourself and you start to question the way that you are, the way that you're being, the reason why things are upsetting you in the moment or upsetting you, and no longer running away from these conflicts, but actually making peace with this conflict within you, that's when inner peace starts to happen. That's when you start to become more peace with yourself. That's when you really start to no longer identify with this chatter that goes on within our mind from this information that we have received from experiences in our life. We actually get to start to hear ourselves, start to be with ourselves, start to accept ourselves more. And in the process of that, it allows us to be able to see people from a different perspective than just those moments that we had in which they brought up emotions out of us, or these experiences that brought up these emotions and things out of us. And yeah, it takes some time, it takes some work, but it's beautiful work, because the beauty of it is those emotions that you feel will only be a temporary experience. It wouldn't be something in which we continue to have, and not only with this person, then we get angry with another person, another situation, all these things like that. And we have this protective bubble within us to try to protect ourselves from not feeling these emotions again. But when we allow ourselves to really go there and stop this conflict within us and get this peaceful state, nothing really touches you anymore. And I can attest to that, because that's the space that I'm in right now. And I'm still in the process of integrating even more with this, because it's an infinite levels of going to this, and there's more I can be able to get into. But I can say there's moments that I can look at now from a different perspective. I look at it from a higher perspective, in which I can look at it from a peaceful state and not in the way of looking for war. Thank you for your time. And if this resonates with you and it touched you, leave a comment. And of course, like always, share with one person. And if you have an inner conflict in your life, you may look to have some additional support with, I am here to support you as well. My information is in my profile on my website and in the description. Feel free. Let's have an infinite conversation, because I can show you the possibility of going from inner conflict to inner peace. And as always, stay connected.